it's officially lock-in season, as everyone is saying online. And isn't it funny? Because prior to even knowing about it and hearing, everyone literally talking about what they're going to do and is that time to lock in for the next 4 months until, the end of the year, which is great. But isn't it funny how, like, intuitively, I already knew, like, that's what I needed to do? Like, it was all brewing to this moment. And obviously, me, making that video a couple of weeks ago and then starting the course of, like, tackling the culprits in my life. So I feel like it's all leaded up to this moment where everyone else is having this like rush of like motivation and, you know, and feeling all fired up. I feel like I've kind of gone on that ride and now not dipping, but I'm in the realistic phase of it because yeah, it's all well and good to, feel that momentum and like really channel it, use it as fuel, but then it's like the old version of you starts to kick in and it's like, tries to revert into what is familiar, what is known. And I'm not gonna claim it, I'm not gonna manifest that, you know, but I'm gonna just keep it real because yeah, I feel like obviously I've been making progress. It's been really great and I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm feeling creative again and obviously in terms of my discipline, it's been amazing that I've had my half marathon training, which has really built that muscle too of having that consistency, showing up for something, and really sticking to a structure, which has gone really well in the last, what was it, 8 weeks. Um, I think doing something physically really is important. The next habit that I need to tackle is procrastination. So obviously I will start that soon. But I thought no time like the present. Instead of waiting until I, do these videos, do the week, like actually start from now. And I think with blocking season, the next point of action is I feel that's on my heart is that I need to gain clarity of the direction I'm going, the person I want to be, my dream life, the vision for my ultimate, my it gets me a little bit choked up because it's like you really have to have the courage to own it, claim it, bring it to bring it from the source to you. And I think not everybody steps into that to just get carried away with the fairies and I was self-reflecting actually today because I was like the last time I really allowed myself to dream, be delusional as people say, and just dream big, even if my current reality couldn't even like comprehend how I'll get from A to Z. But I just dreamt, just having the courage to dream, to write, to just daydream. And I think like I know where I stopped. I know where I got scared, and I know like sometimes it's sad you allow external people, your external surroundings, have an influence on you. And you're like, I need to get realistic. During lockdown, especially lockdown, like I thought that was it. That's life is done. This is not the way I kind of imagine this video go, but I'm just rolling with what comes to the heart. But yeah, during lockdown, I thought that's it. Like the world is going to look different. I don't know if we're ever going to go back to normality. I don't know if I'll ever, my heart, my dream, my goal is to travel, to explore, to go on this crazy adventure. And at the time, I was only, 26? I was like, I've got my whole life ahead of me. So I literally came to terms of like, that's it. I'm like all those like visions I had for myself. I had to like mourn them in some way. And then, however, that was going into the second lockdown when I was having that particular thought. But beforehand, the first lockdown, I was kind of oblivious to what was actually going on in terms of, world events. The first lockdown, I was very delusional. I was in La La Land and I was doing a lot of manifestation, scripting, and listening to audio, like even sleep meditations. Some of them really creeped me out, to be fair. And I was doing a lot of scripting and I was obviously writing in first person that I live, by the sea, by the ocean. I'm with my partner and I could really feel the sensation. I live my dream life. I'm happy and etc. etc. And my goal was really that. I just wanted to live this idyllic lifestyle, living by the beach. Da, 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 da. Never would I had thought where, especially with my home. Like I was very detailed. I wrote in such detail about like I just I love open space, natural light, big windows, and then especially with my partner, how I wanted to feel, be loved, what his traits were like. It's so crazy. And obviously I let go of it because life happens. I didn't keep at it. Obviously the first lockdown I was really like tuning in, disciplining myself and realigning and healing and etc. But then, lockdown stopped, opened up, whatever you want to call it. And life went back to normal for the summer and then obviously we locked down again. But then that was when I really started to be really true to myself and not turn a blind eye and face things and like follow my soul, my intuition of like what I should do, regardless of what society is doing. Everyone's following the narrative and etc. Like even if I'm the minority, I'm gonna stand with what I believe is right and see where that leads me. And obviously, like that led me to a crazy journey. That's a whole other video itself, but like that's a whole other story itself. But by doing that, it led me to meeting my ex, and then you know, off we went and started this beautiful love story. The wildest part is that I didn't allow my logical mind stop me. I just acted on what felt right, intuitively, like what felt right. And I just kept acting on what was expanding me, making me feel like not lost in it, but just felt, I don't know, I just literally, as simplistic as it was, I didn't overthink it. It was literally just what felt good in that moment and doing more of that. And obviously, like, where you want to say my vibration was high, etc., etc. Like, I was not even thinking about stuff like that, to be honest. And obviously, we came into each other's life at the right time, and everything just aligned. And then we embarked on this crazy, beautiful journey, which led us to moving to Mexico and just having this beautiful adventure together. And I remember like moving into our first apartment. I was like, oh my gosh, I've literally manifested my dream life just because I had the courage to dream big and just allow myself to just go for it. Whatever. If it works, it works. It doesn't. What did I have to lose, right? But then after the breakup, I especially his last words was like, you're delusional. And like, I don't know, I just had that moment of just like, what if I've just been really stupid? Like even the vision or imagery or expectations I had for this relationship with him, like, so I thought, let me get realistic. I've got to look out for myself. I've got to look after myself. Let me like I've spent the last 2 years just taking risks, going against what societal expectations and norms are. Let me take the sensible approach. But little by little, it's literally chipped away at my soul. And also, obviously, I couldn't do that 100%. Like, I did go back into a 9 to 5, and I was like, I can't do this 5 days a week. And then I had to compromise. I was like, no, I'm looking for a part-time job. Along the side, I was like, I think obviously at that point, security was a big priority for me. So I was like, I want to obviously build my business. I want that freedom. I want that flexibility. Let me find a job that kind of supports me. And, that was great. It served me well. Until the point where those moments where you're like, I'm abandoning my true self because I'm trying to like fit in. I'm trying to appease others or do the right thing and then you get to a point where you're like, 1 second, I was on such a flow.